Hello, everybody. In this video, I'm going to be talking about rules, regulations, general policies, and how everything in the Quark, Friends Chat, and Clan Chat works. Basically, I wanted to make this video because there are always going to be people who are doing things that they shouldn't be in the Friends Chat. Hopefully, this will be able to clear up some confusion in what is and what isn't allowed, and just generally make the Friends Chat a more smoothly run place. If you have any questions after this video, uh, feel free to leave a comment. You can PM me in-game. My name is PandaForce. You could find me in the Clan Quark clan chat. And let's get this started. First off, it's important to note that as our Quark is a price-checking friends chat, like most or all other price-checking friends chats, off-topic conversation really is not allowed. Um, of course, there are scenarios where ranks will be more lenient about this. If you like accidentally say something in the wrong chat, they'll say, "Oh, watch your chat" and stuff like that. But of course, if you're spamming things that are indirect manipulation of items or anything along those lines, you will be kicked. Anything that isn't directly reporting a valid transaction or stating a price that has been reported and accepted as the current PC, or um, asking for a price is considered off topic. Anything else, it does not belong in the friends chat. If you do have any sort of off topic questions relating to the friends chat, it's best to join the Clan Quark clan chat and ask your questions there. It's also important to know what items are actually PC'd by this FC instead of asking for items that this FC doesn't even relate to at all, such as things like Third Age or various Treasure Trail items. What our Quark price checks are discontinued rare items, including Santa hat, Black Santa hat, all the Halloween masks, Easter egg, pumpkin, disc of returning, half jug of wine, every party hat, Christmas cracker, and just since this past Christmas, the main hand and offhand turkey, the Christmas scythe, and the holly wreath. Any other item is not covered by this friends chat. And of course, if you do ask for a price check of that item, I'm sure there will be many people that'll just direct you to the right place, but it's still considered spam. And if it happens repeatedly, it starts to make you look bad and can eventually, you could be labeled as like a known troll or something and added to the kick on site list because of it. Kick on site, abbreviated as KOS, indicates that a person has done things against the rules of the friends chat to the degree that has basically removed their right to use the friends chat. Um, this can be for many reasons, whether the person has been manipulating prices, whether the person has been caught scamming or luring, whether the person is just someone who trolls the friends chat a lot. Um, all in all, practices such as these are not permitted by the friends chat. And you might be watching this video because you are on the KOS list and you you're looking to learn the rules of the friends chat and want to get off of this list because you want to use the prices in the friends chat and anything along those lines. The KOS list is not necessarily permanent. Once you're added to the KOS list, it is possible to appeal on the forums and get off of it. You can find the rquark fc/cc clan thread on the forums. I'll post a link in the video description for it if you're looking for it. And there you can say, hey, I mean, this isn't like exactly how you should say it, but of course you could post, I am on the KOS list. You can ask why. You could say, I know that I've done this and um, I understand the rules now. I'm sorry for manipulating, spamming, trolling, whatever it is. And there are many scenarios where people do get a second chance, but there are scenarios where people don't get a second chance. For example, lurers and scammers, I'm pretty sure, do not get any sort of second chance. You can double check though, you can try and appeal on the forums and see what happens. But this is what I'm pretty sure the policy is. And this is because if someone is going to uh, have the sort of attitude where they want to rip off, scam, lure another player, and steal things from them, basically. Yes, I understand that in order to fall for these things, you have to be very gullible and stupid and anything, whatever it is. It happens to people all the time. But if you're that sort of person that wants to make money that way, then there's no reason that we should be giving you a friends chat that can help you that can help give you information that can help you with things like investing or flipping or anything along those lines when you're just you lure and you scam rare items and you're looking to sell them at the maximum price. It just doesn't make sense for us to give you that chance when you're already an illegitimate player. The word manipulation several times so far, but I haven't discussed at all what it means. There are many different illegitimate ways of manipulating prices, none of which are allowed in the R Quark Friends chat or in the Clan Quark clan chat. If you frequently do any of these things or do any of these things at all, you are very likely to get kicked, and it's a practice that you should just completely avoid. Now, manipulation is basically lying about a price or trying to influence other players to act a certain way. For example, if you spam something like, "Oh my God, party hats are crashing. Sell your party hats now." That is indirect manipulation. It's trying to get other people to crash party hats down for you. Someone would probably do this if they sold out their hats already. They want them to get lower so they can buy them at a lower price. Again, this isn't a legitimate thing to do. If you say anything like this in the friends chat, you will be kicked immediately. But direct manipulation is much more complex, I guess. There's a lot more behind it, I guess you could say, and that's what I'm going to focus a little bit more on. Direct manipulation would be reporting a price that is first of all a lie. It was reporting a transaction that didn't happen, and second of all, it was a transaction that was impossible to have happened. Now, to understand this, it's important to know how the GE actually works. When you instant buy an item, it it completes the offer of the person who has in the lowest sell offer. And if you instant sell an item, it sells to the person who has in the highest buy offer at that time. For example, I'm going to use a completely off-topic example, but say I'm buying a Bandos chest plate for like 5 million coins, and then there's another guy who's buying a Bandos chest plate for 5 million coins and 10K. Someone instant sells one, it's going to go to the other guy because he's offering more. Um, but say, for example, um, and now I'm going to make it rares related just so it actually correlates to this video. Say, for example, I have an offer in for a Santa hat. I'm trying to buy it for, we'll say 120 mil right now. And let's say another person reports a price and they say, I instantly sold a red Santa hat for 119 mil. I have a conflict against that price. That price is impossible. It couldn't have happened because I have an offer in. I have a higher buy offer in. That means that number one, he's lying about his price, his transaction. That is direct manipulation. And well, because I'm a rank in our Quark, I can kick him for that. A rank conflict is an immediate kick. Um, if there's a non-rank versus non-rank sort of conflict, the update is just ignored. It reverts back to the previous price, and nobody is punished for it because we don't really know who to trust or who not to trust. Someone could be faking a conflict. Someone could be faking the report. There's really no way to decide. You just need to wait for the next report. But understanding how conflicts work by having either a higher buy offer or a lower sell offer can determine what prices are or aren't legitimate. It's also important to note that for any item in this friends chat, you can only buy 2 of them for every 4 hours in game. And the way 4-hour limits work too is that when you buy the first of any item, that starts your timer for your 4-hour limit. So say, for example, I buy a red Santa hat. Again, I'll use that item. and let's say I instant buy it for 120 mil at noon, we'll say it, 12 o'clock p.m. I wait until 3:59 p.m. and I instant buy a second one, right? And then a minute or a minute and a half later, I get off my 4 hour limit and I can buy two more. So it seems like I bought three in a really short period of time, but it was really just two limits next to each other. The real reason I'm bringing this up is because it can seem like you have a conflict for an item when really you're on limit and you're unable to buy any items, no matter how much any items. I mean, any of that item, no matter how much you offer. You could offer max cash for an Easter egg, and you wouldn't get it if you've already bought two within the past 4 hours. So again, that's something really important to note when it comes to making sure that you actually have a conflict. Um, but any sort of lying about prices and manipulation, of course, someone would do this if they're trying to push a price in a certain direction so that they can make some more profit. Say I bought an Easter egg for 48 mil and I fake a sell. I say, oh yeah, I sold or non-instant sold Easter egg 51 mil. And that makes people think that the price is going up. Maybe I could put in a sell offer and people will buy it for a higher price. Of course, that doesn't actually work like in reality because there's already so many offers in the Grand Exchange. It just makes you look like an idiot. And of course, it just gets you kicked from the friends chat in the end. Quark clan chat is a clan that I've been in for a year now. I was a guest in the clan chat for several months leading up to me actually joining the clan. I've been uh, watching our Quark since even before then. I've only been a rank in our Quark for the past couple months or so, though. But anyway, the point of the whole Clan Quark clan is basically as an extension of the Friends chat. Now, an extension doesn't mean that all of the rules of the Friends chat apply to the clan chat. It really just means that the clan itself is heavily affiliated with the Friends chat, but of course, it's not nearly as strict. The whole goal of the clan chat itself is to create an environment similar to our Quark, where you can obviously there's a lot of talk about rare discontinued items and a lot of talk about the runnings of the friends chat, rankings, things like who's price checking, uh, different sales, people talking about price updates, etc. But the main difference about Clan Quark is that you can be off topic. You can say practically anything you want in Clan Quark. It's much more relaxed. Of course, again, if you're spamming, if you're manipulating, if you're just being a jerk, if you're a lurer, if anything along those lines, like super negative things I mentioned before, those are definitely not allowed. Uh, but also very importantly is that discussion of item trends is allowed. You can speculate on prices, you can give your opinion, you can ask other people for their opinions. Again, you're you're very likely to get troll responses. Uh, you might even get some of those from me. And that's because it's so often people will come into the clan chat and say, hey, you guys, what do you think? How long until this item reaches this price? And it's literally impossible to answer that question because knowing that would require knowing what offers people are going to have in the Grand Exchange between now and whenever that price would be, knowing how quickly people are going to buy items, how much they're going to sell, how offers are going to change. There are so many factors in it that make it impossible to know. You would need to be able to see into the future to speculate like that. Of course, you can say that, I see that this item is going up and, I don't think, in my opinion, it's going to go past a certain price, or I think it will break this certain price. But of course, all of this, again, is literally just speculation. It is only an opinion. Nothing in this clan chat should be taken as direct merchanting advice. Everything is only opinions, first of all. Second of all, there's a lot of joking around and trolling in the clan chat. And again, that comes with the relaxed nature of the clan chat, which, of course, if it wasn't like a super relaxed place, it wouldn't be nearly as enjoyable to hang out in. But I'm just trying to convey this so that people don't come into the clan chat and expect everything they hear to be 100% like legitimate advice, prediction. This is how I'm going to make bank listening to people in Clan Quark. You will lose so much money that way. It's ridiculous. About Clan Quark is that it does accept off-topic conversation, as I said before, but that means if you're in the friends chat and you have any sort of question about anything, about how the friends chat is run, about why you're on the KOS list, about where you should go to find a price of a different item that isn't related to Artwork, if the friends chat is full, you can join this clan chat and ask for prices there. Oftentimes, if there is someone price checking, they might be a guest in the CC and they might be able to give you the price. That can be very helpful, especially this past December. The friends chat was very full recently, and a Clan Quark became like an overfill friends chat. And oftentimes, when people were PCing, they'd be able to help out in both, or even there would be people who would just be able to like ask for a price for you and then tell you in the clan chat. It's a very uh, I like it there. I enjoy it. It's like a pretty friendly atmosphere. It's a very useful place to be as far as our Quark things go. Um, Kind of a shameless plug. Tier 7 Citadel. If you want to be part of a clan, feel free to stop by. You can always be a guest. Ask us anything. We're here to help. Quark, like the 90 WEPS PC Friends Chat, uses the B and S system for price checking. Now, this screenshot you're looking at right now was taken from Niam2's post on the 90 WEPS thread, but it applies to our Quark as well. The only exception being that in 90 WEPs, all items are rounded to the nearest 1 million, while in our Quark, all items above 500 mil are rounded to the million, and all items under 500 mil are rounded to the nearest 100K. The reason for this has just been to create more accuracy with prices. There's been a lot of people who wish that it wasn't reported quite so accurately. There's kind of two sides to the argument. People that want it to be more accurate say, you know, this is how we can be more accurate to prevent people from paying more for an item than they should. Whereas other people say prices fluctuate a lot. By giving a more rounded number makes sure that we're still giving an accurate price without it constantly moving around. And then there's also the merchanting side of it. Well, people who like to flip these items, of course, when the price isn't given so exactly, means it's more likely for a person to instant buy or instant sell an item, helping them complete their flip, widening the margins, things like that. But anyway, this is how the rules have been. I doubt that the rules are going to change. But anyway, back on topic. Uh, B, after an item indicates either a instant buy or a non-instant sell, and when it's rounded up, it means that, say, I instant buy a Christmas scythe for uh, 70, 70 mil and 55K. That would make my update, if I was to report it, I would say instant buy Christmas scythe 71.1B. Because, of course, B rounds up, S rounds down. Uh, you can really just read through the screenshot. It'll tell you basically everything you need to know. I don't think I can explain it better than that. You are allowed to use the Artquark Friends chat while in the lobby or in the companion app. Um, the only time when this really isn't okay is when the Friends chat is full. And typically when the Friends chat is full, there will be a 2-minute warning given by a rank saying that they will kick all lobbyers in 2 minutes. Now, of course, if you're in the companion app, you're thinking, well, wait a minute, it shows me as being in the lobby, but I'm here. I'm like an active member of the friends chat. I'm I'm not just AFK in the lobby. I'm making grand exchange transactions. I'm reporting things. The whole point of removing lobbyers isn't just to make sure that everyone is in game. The point is to make sure that everyone in the friends chat is actively in the friends chat and using it. So if you're in this scenario where someone says, I'm about to kick all lobbyers, all you really have to do is, if you're paying attention to this, meaning being active and being a, a member using the friends chat instead of just someone who AFK'd and got into the lobby, all you need to do is leave the friends chat for like 30 seconds right before they kick. Wait until after and rejoin, and then you're safe. That's really all there is to it. Alternatively, if you are kicked for being in the lobby, again, just join Clan Quark clan chat. Ask for price checks there. Um, you can always access the forums. Even people on the stupid KOS list can use the forums. Even though we wish that they couldn't, they can. There have been many, many problems with people who are trying to manipulate prices posting on the forums, and we can't stop it. So, I mean, downsides and upsides, but if you're kicked from being in the lobby, two places you can go. There's forums, there's the Clan Court clan chat. Uh, Being kicked from lobby only lasts an hour anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. But the important thing to note is that you can use the friends chat in the lobby. Just make sure that if someone's kicking lobbyers, that you leave and rejoin. Common misconception that it's a rank's duty and their job and responsibility to be price checking in the friends chat and make sure that there's never a time when someone isn't price checking, and that it's their job to be doing this and keeping the friends chat run all the time. But that frankly just isn't the case. It's not how the ranking system works. It's not that you're given a job and that job is to run the friends chat. It's that all price checking and anything done in the friends chat is voluntary, but it's rewarded through a rank. It's like no rank is like paid for their job. They do anything that they do to help the friends chat voluntarily, and their payment is a rank. It's kind of counterintuitive, I guess. And it's also uh, important to note, I think, that ranking up isn't only through how many hours you run lists in the friends chat. For example, I never run lists. I have only ever ran lists in Quark once, and it was only the edibles line for only 1 hour, well over a year ago. And it's just not for me. It's not something I like. With the companion app out now, though, it makes price checking a lot easier for some people because you can copy and paste into it, etc. But anyway, you can also get ranked up in the friends chat through providing frequent updates of your transactions, through always having, not always, that's a stupid way to say it, through stating your conflicts when you have them to make sure that the prices reported are legitimate, through moderating the friends chat, I want to say, like, not so much as being like a rank and being like forceful about it, but making sure that you're helping the friends chat. If someone's saying a bunch of off-topic things, just say, not here, join Clan Quark to talk about that. And all in all, just keeping the friends chat a smoothly run place. It's that sort of helping the friends chat that can help you become a rank. That's basically what I did, is I just helped out the friends chat through moderation and through updating a lot. And also being in Clan Quark, I was uh, frequently talking with ranks, and I got noticed that way, and I still continue to moderate the friends chat. I kick spammers and everything now that I finally have a kick rank and everything like that. It's not necessary to price check to get a rank. I mean, of course, it helps tremendously, but that's not the point I'm getting at. A rank isn't a job, it's a privilege and a reward for volunteering and helping the friends chat. Once a month, there is something that happens in the friends chat that's called a rank session. Typically, it's the first weekend of the month, usually on Friday, but sometimes the date changes around. Usually, it's written as the Friends Chat title several days beforehand, and it's discussed in Clan Quark on when the best time would be to run it, and people are given some sort of notice. Anyway, What a rank session is basically that the friends chat is made so that only ranks or people who have are just friends have a smiley in the friends chat. Only people with that rank and higher can talk. People who don't have a rank at all are unable to talk. The It typically takes an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours, sometimes a little more, but very rarely. The whole point of it is to talk about ranking, who deserves to be ranked up, who deserves to have their rank lowered, whether it be due to them not helping the friends chat as much or due to inactivity. And after voting takes place on whether someone deserves a rank up or down, um, the friends chat talks about how things have been running and any talk of how things should change. Basically, it's a way of the friends chat really just being a democracy in how everyone is able to present their ideas for improvement and making sure that the friends chat stays streamlined. Um, During this time, of course, because the R-Quark friends chat itself is muted to everyone who isn't a rank, typically there I say typically, but not always. Frequently, there is someone who will be in Clan Quark running lines and all prices for people who want them. So you can always join Clan Quark during a rank session and get your prices there or to talk about what's going on if you're confused or curious. And again, the forums will always be up to date with the most recent prices that we have. And things we talk about at a rank session are things like, oh, well, uh, I'm confused as to whether or not this is worthy of someone being kicked immediately or whether we should give them a warning or something. It's all just about making sure that everything in the friends chat is done fairly, making sure that it is done in a way that's transparent so that there's no sort of manipulation possible so that everything is honest and it's it's really just a time for the friends chat to reflect on the past month and improve. The white party hat, blue party hat, and Christmas cracker are traded above max cash. It's incredibly difficult and rare to get one through the Grand Exchange. These items are assigned price ranges instead of one simple number for their most recent price, like the other items. This is uh, this is because it really just helps to give the most accurate value of the item. Whereas if we just reported something like the last transaction, the price would fluctuate so much. It would be so easy to push the price up with one fake trade and move it all around. This has been decided countless times that this is the most um, unbiased and accurate way of assigning a value to these items. Now, these ranges are established based off of previous trades, meaning that, say, for example, a range was updated on January 1st, okay? And since then, trades were collected until January 15th. And at this point, people started talking and deciding, you know what, this range is a little outdated. The price has shifted a little bit, whether that means that the margin got smaller, bigger, shifted in one direction or another. It needs a new range. The current range no longer fits the trades that we're receiving. It's at that point that in Clan Quark, there would be a discussion about what everyone thinks the new range should be. It would be uh, talked about, voted upon, and eventually approved by an admin in the R-Quark Friends chat. Um, this system helps remove outliers and just all in all make sure that the range is accurate. Say we're talking about a blue party hat and there were like 15 trades between 3,400 mil and 3,500 mil, and there were there was one trade at like 3150. Of course, that 3150 is not going to be counted in the range. That was a lucky trade by someone. It's it does not accurately represent the value of the item, while the other trades do. It's also important to note that more recent trades are more heavily weighted and looked at more. They're looked at as more important than the older trades. So again, using the January 1st to January 15th date I was talking about. Again, this is all just an example. I'm not saying that it typically takes 2 weeks to update ranges. Sometimes it takes a week. Sometimes it takes a day. It all depends on what's happening in the market. But using those dates as an example, it could be said that trades in like the last few days are, of course, going to be more recent and more important, more relevant than trades from like the 2nd and 3rd of January. So it's not like a perfect system. It's not like perfectly statistical and everything. We don't use like a whole bunch of decimal places to make sure everything is within the first standard deviation. There have been times when we've kind of looked at statistics for it. I'm sure there are still people that do to make sure that what we're doing is still pretty accurate. But of course, we round things off to give them more even numbers, whether that means it's to like a 25 or something. Of course, nowadays it hasn't been so much like that anymore, but anyway, that's the general system of how a range is made. It typically takes, I believe, 5 trades out of the current range, or sometimes it's if the range is just shrinking. For example, the margin used to stretch 100 mil, but now most of the trades are within like a 50 or 60 mil range from each other. That isn't necessarily trades being outside of the range, but it's making the old range kind of misleading and no longer accurate. Again, if you believe that a range is outdated or needs updating, you can always come into the Clan Quark clan chat and say, hey, can we talk about the whatever it is? Can we talk about this range and see if it needs updating? And I am certain there will be people who say, yeah, sure, they will hop on the forums, they will get all of the most recent trades, they will type them into the clan chat and say, what do you guys think? Do we need a new range? Is this still accurate? If you have suggestions for a new range, throw them out. It's just like a very democratic and open and transparent system. And of course, it takes ranks and admins to approve a new range. It's not just like made up willy-nilly by someone saying, I think it should be shifted, and a few people are like, yeah, I agree, and like 2 people decide it. That's not at all how it works. And again, it's not arbitrarily made by like one admin, and it's not made just by ranks. Input from anybody is welcome. You don't have to be a rank to contribute in these discussions. Again, if you are a rank, you are seen as a little bit more trustworthy, and your input is like slightly more uh, influential, I guess I should say. But we take into consideration opinions from non-ranks and from anybody willing to partake in this discussion. You do intend on reporting a trade for a white party hat, blue party hat, or Christmas cracker, because these, of course, were trades over max cash outside of the Grand Exchange. If you are a non-rank, it is necessary that both you and the other half of your trade, whoever you bought or sold to or from, also joins the friends chat and confirms your report. Say, for example, I say, oh, I sold a white party hat to X for 2,500 mil in cash and shards. X or the other person would come into the friends chat and say, confirm I bought a white party hat from Panda Force for the same amount of money, etc. But um, it's always necessary that you give the name and that the person confirm the trade. Um, especially, I don't want to say especially, it is necessary for you to do that if you're going to report a trade. If you are a rank, it is Still necessary that you give a name. However, it is not necessary that you get your trade confirmed. That's because as a rank, you are given more trust as someone who's actively helped the friends chat for a decent amount of time and hasn't been um, manipulating or anything along those lines. It is still necessary that ranks give their names, though, and their names, the names of the person they are trading with. That's because the system has been abused in the past. Previously, it wasn't necessary for a rank to say the name of who they're buying or selling from. Typically, someone wouldn't want to do that because they don't want someone else to steal their buyer or their seller and say, hey, next time you have a white or a blue, I'll buy it for more expensive than this guy, or I'll sell you one for a little cheaper. They don't want the overcutters or undercutters. But that's really the only reason you wouldn't want to give a name, either that or like the person you're trading with is like a lurer or a scammer or something, and you don't want your name to be tainted because you're interacting with them. But anyway, the system has been abused in the past where ranks have stated that trades happened when they didn't and influenced ranges to shift in a direction to benefit themselves. Now it's necessary to give names so that that's less likely to happen. We can like do research on people if we really think a report is fishy and look at their adventurers logs, see if it's a person who is like a free to play account with like 500 total level or something, someone who probably can't afford a party hat or something. And it's just things like that. You need to have your trades confirmed if you're a non-rank. You always need a name. If you are a rank, you don't necessarily need a confirmation. It's very much appreciated. It's always great if you can get that. It's seen as, being more transparent and more, I don't want to say legitimate because that kind of implies that other trades aren't legitimate, but it demonstrates the legitimacy so that everyone can see that you're clean, you're not doing anything suspicious. In our quirk can of course lead to you being kicked if it's a repeated offense. And as I mentioned previously, if you're spamming anything that's like price manipulation or scamming, things along those lines, you will be immediately kicked. But there are other uh, kind of, I guess, subtle ways of talking in the friends chat that is still considered spamming and isn't acceptable. You might not get kicked for it immediately, but it is definitely frowned upon, and if it's repeated, you will be kicked, removed from the friends chat. And if it continues to happen like all the time, then you can be added to the kick on site list. Spamming can be as simple as like adding several symbols after asking for a price check, whether it be an at sign or some exclamation points, extra question marks. It's not necessary, and therefore it shouldn't be done. Um, I was just reading through the official thread for the rquark fc/cc clan thread, which states all of the rules for the friends chat, and it states that requesting any price check more than once every 9 lines is considered spamming. It's important to note that if someone doesn't reply to you quickly or any time really, if you ask for a price and someone doesn't give it, it's like a 99% chance there isn't someone running lines at the time. Yes, sometimes if there is a PC or they might miss your request, it's okay to ask for it again then. That's not a problem. But if you ask and nobody says anything, and then you ask again and nobody says anything, that's spam, and you should be able to figure out that there isn't anybody running lines. You could, number one, go into Clan Quark, see if anybody remembers from earlier in the day when the last PCer stopped running lists. Or, of course, you could always go to the forums. After someone is done PCing, they should, not always, sometimes a PCer will forget, but very, very, very rarely. Um, Nearly always, the last prices will be posted on the forums. So that's where you should go. You shouldn't keep spamming the friends chat. All right, so that's everything I'm going to cover in this video. I'd like to thank you for taking the time to watch through the whole thing. I hope that you learned something. I hope it was very informative and that it cleared up any sort of curiosity or confusion you might have had about our Quark. If you have any questions at all, feel free to leave a comment. I will respond to you there. You can also PM me in-game or find me in the Clan Quark clan chat. If I'm online, that's where I'll be. If I'm not online, you can ask other people there. I'm sure that you will get some sort of help. I hope you have a wonderful day. Stay happy. Enjoy the market.